Most people feel in Nofap because of this one lie that the Nofap space has told them. And this lie is so strong that it keeps people in this cycle. They keep relapsing. They are entitled. They are, I mean, their whole life is gone to Nofap and it's never gonna fix itself because of this lie, alright? That's how impactful this lie is. I'm talking about the whole willpower method, but also about the addiction belief that the Nofap space has told you. The Nofap space has taught you this, okay? You are here trying to quit, but you have to fight an external force. This external force, it's something called addiction. It's forcing you to do PMO because of dopamine. Your brain is hijacked and it wants you to do PMO. But you yourself have to fix this. You have to get through a phase and fight it with willpower. And at some point, maybe your brain will reset and maybe you will be free. But there will still be a chance of this addiction pulling you towards it. So you always have to be careful. That's what the Nofap space tells you. It's something that's almost unbeatable. It's so strong. Addiction is so strong, and you're never gonna beat it, really, if we're being honest, in this perspective, okay? But that's what they told you. I'm not saying it's the truth, right? That's what they told you. Maybe it's a self fulfilling truth. That's possible. That's something we see. People have a hard time quitting. But it's not the objective truth. I'm here to tell you, and I'm here to relieve you from this pain and to actually tell you the truth objectively, right? So this video is to make you aware, and then you can make the step towards freeing yourself from this illusion, okay, this addiction illusion, really. That's also a video I'm gonna recommend you to watch because it contains real evidence of addiction not being a real thing, really, because it's an idea that's been promoted, but neuroscience has never really had any evidence for addiction, okay? But hold on. So according to the Nofap space, we get these urges, right? Because addiction, because dopamine pulls us towards PMO. And pornography is seen as a super stimulant, if I'm not wrong, like a ultra stimulating thing, a drug, right? And I'm not saying that pornography is any different from heroin, from cocaine, from cigarettes. All I'm saying is really that the whole concept of addiction is fake, okay? So even cocaine, even heroin, all those things, they're not really addictive. They're not forcing you to use it. Even people that do it every day, they're not really addicted. But you don't see what people believe in. Like, you don't see what value they perceive in it. For example, someone that gives their life, gives his life or her life to cocaine, that person maybe he had nothing to live for, and at that point he said to himself, okay, this is the only thing that's gonna make me happy. And he attributed so much benefits, so many benefits to the cocaine, for example, that he didn't want to stop doing it. Maybe he told him, like, okay, he told himself, all right, it's killing me, I should stop. But the benefit of the happiness that he experienced was really so big, and the benefit of living was too small for him because he was simply someone that, you know, had these beliefs. That's not to say that the cocaine itself made him addicted or anything. It's really that he attributed benefits to it. So same way with PMO, it can be the case that you think it genuinely makes you happy for a short period of time. You think it gives you sort of pleasure. You think it helps you with stress. You see, so there are benefits you attribute to it, but we'll come to that. But it's interesting that because people believe that addiction is a real thing, what they end up doing is they end up counting the days. Okay, so they end up focusing on streaks all the time, or should it maybe be a calendar point of view, like checking how many days you relapsed from the 30 days. That's something people are occupied with. They're also occupied with how can I fight an urge? And they're occupied with many things, right? Researching how to reset your brain. Thinking every time they're thinking about how to beat addiction. So all their time and energy is put into this. And let me ask you, with all these distractions, when did someone actually take the time and think, why did I want to do PMO? Like the most basic question, right? Why did I want to do PMO? Why did I perceive value in it? And not only this, you can ask yourself this, but if you believe you're addicted, do you think there's any room for reflection? Because you're not reflecting on yourself, right? You're just telling yourself, like, this external force, this addiction is forcing me to do it, and I have to fight against addiction. That's the whole perspective all the time. So there's no room for personal growth. Just like when, imagine with playing video games. Many people, they play games all the time. They were addicted to it, addicted, and they stopped doing it. They just grew out of it. And that's what's happening with many things, right? Students drink a lot and then they grow out of it. Elderly people, you see this everywhere. People grow out of their so-called addictions. But with PMO, it's not happening because we've been told by the Nofap space it's a real addiction and you're stuck in this and we're over obsessing over it. We're putting our time and energy only in this perspective of I gotta fight this addiction. And because of that, we're being held back. This is the biggest lie that the Nofap space has taught us. And even though I believe many people in this space have good intentions, unfortunately they're only making things worse. It's the hard reality. And I've also contributed to it myself for some time, so I'm not here to blame anyone, but as long as you believe in these things, the reality is that things get worse. Things don't get better. So there's two issues with this perspective. First of all, it's purely a distraction, right? Because you are focused on things that don't matter at all instead of what matters. Like, why am I playing video games? Oh, I think it's fun. I think it's that. Oh, is it really helping me? You know, you can think about it clearly, right? Just like any behavior, you can think clearly about. But somehow with PMO, people cannot think clearly. They're just focused on this fake illusion. And then secondly, if you believe in addiction, then you have no space for personal growth. You have no space for reflection because why would you have to reflect when it's addiction's fault all the time? And when the concept of addiction was introduced in society, we actually saw that addiction became a real thing. So when it became widespread, like the dopamine point of view, you being hardwired to do it, all these things, they actually created like this placebo effect of addiction. So somehow believing in addiction makes it almost a real thing. And that's because of the reasons I told you. It's very interesting, but also important to realize and to take a step back and think, okay, should I really believe in this? Is it really true? And not only that, should I also believe in this? Should I take the time to think, to reflect if it's even true? Because before that, also now, the people that do quit are the people that don't believe they're addicted. And you see that way, then way don't get corrupted with this mindset of being addicted, then you're able to outgrow it just like anything, or just change your behavior like anything, like brushing your teeth, like playing piano, like any behavior. It's all the same, but the behaviors that you think are addictive, that you cannot just simply quit, those behaviors become addictive because of that. So no, it's not the other way around. It's not like you are addicted and that is why you believe it's addictive. It's actually the other way around. You believe it's addictive. You believe it's dopamine emitting, that it has all these things. You try to quit on force without actually internally, reflecting. And then it feels like an addiction because you force yourself, you fight yourself, and you think it's addiction's fault. And that's so interesting, right? And that's why you really need to go watch this video about why addiction is not real, because I promise you, this is the first and most important step to quit. If you don't reflect on this, then I'm sorry, but I don't know how you want to progress and how you want to stop doing this, right? Trust me on this one. Watch the video and good luck.